you know, don't take this for granted. Like, this is going to be really fun for our fans Sunday.
You know what's crazier than Caitlin Clark dropping 28 points and 12 assists on the Dallas Wings? The reporter who left her totally speechless after the game. So here's Clark's feeling on top of the world after leading the Fever to a big win, and then bam, some guy starts talking about razzmatazz and wingdings. Huh? What the heck just happened? Hey guys, before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It costs nothing and makes a huge difference to us. So if you would, please click the subscribe button. Perfect, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Let's talk about that game for a second. Clark was on fire. 28 points, 12 assists, and 4 rebounds. That's insane. She was dishing out passes like a pro and scoring like it was nothing. The Fever crushed the Wings, and get this, they're above 500 for the first time since 2016. Clark's not just playing well, she's changing the whole team's fortune. Just when Clark thought she'd conquered it all, she faced her toughest opponent yet. And it wasn't on the court. Nope, it was in front of a microphone. What happened next? Well, let's just say things got weird. Real weird. Things got weird, alright. Imagine facing a question so bizarre, it makes you question if you're still on planet Earth. That's exactly what happened to Caitlin Clark when she met Scoops Callahan. Ever heard of him? He's not your average reporter. Get this, Clark's riding high after her stellar performance, ready to talk about her game-winning plays. But instead of the usual post-game chatter, she's about to step into a time machine disguised as a press conference.
Or played a little bit better in certain quarters or made some free throws, things like that. So I think it's just another really good opportunity for us. Obviously, Ido's been somebody that's been there the entire time for us and somebody that's been super supportive of every single person on our team, and she's come in and gave us really good minutes.
Enter Scoops Callahan, the reporter who's made a name for himself by asking the most off-the-wall questions you can imagine. This guy's not just thinking outside the box, he's living in a whole different dimension. He's pulled these stunts before, even leaving LeBron James scratching his head. But tonight, Caitlin Clark's his target. The room's buzzing with energy. Clark takes her seat, probably expecting the usual questions about her incredible assists, or how it feels to lead the Fever to victory. But Scoops has other plans. He's sitting there, looking like he just stepped out of a 1920s newsroom, ready to throw the curveball of the century. And then it happens. Scoops opens his mouth and out comes this gem. Caitlin, after giving the razzmatazz to those Windy City skyscrapers Friday night, what was the biggest wingding game you expected to find today in the shindig against these dynamos from Big D?
Caitlin, after giving razzmatazz to those Windy City skyscrapers Friday night, what was the biggest wingding you expected to find today in the shindig against these dynamos from Big D?
Next question.
Can you imagine being in Clark's shoes? 1 minute you're on top of the world, the next you're trying to decipher what sounds like a secret code from a jazz-era speakeasy. Clark's face says it all. She looks around the room, probably wondering if she's being punked. The silence is deafening while time stands still as everyone tries to process what just happened. You know that feeling when your brain short circuits? That's Clark right now. She's faced double teams, full court presses, and buzzer beater pressure. But nothing prepared her for the linguistic acrobatics of Scoops Callahan. He's speaking a whole different language. One that's part 1920s slang, part basketball lingo, and 100% confusing.
You know, help me understand, you know, how the league works and what to expect or what teams are going to do. So I think it's been a fun journey for the both of us.
The other reporters are probably holding back laughter or shaking their heads in disbelief. This isn't your typical, how do you feel about the win moment. It's a, did I accidentally step into a time warp situation? Poor Clark is still sitting there, mouth slightly open, probably replaying the question in her head and wondering if she missed some crucial basketball slang during her college years. I mean, razzmatazz, wingding. Is this some secret WNBA code no one told her about?
Yeah, I think we're definitely all excited. I felt like we all felt in our locker room after that game like that was one we could have definitely won if we just executed in areas a little bit better.
Just when it seems like the awkward silence might stretch into eternity, the Fever's sports information director swoops in like a superhero. Next question, please, they say, throwing Clark a lifeline. You can almost hear the collective sigh of relief in the room. This moment isn't just funny, it's a testament to the unexpected challenges athletes face off the court. Clark's used to thinking on her feet during games, but this is a whole new ball game. It's like she's suddenly playing verbal basketball, and Scoops just pulled off the equivalent of a behind-the-back, no-look half-court shot. Just when you thought Clark couldn't get any more impressive on the court, she pulls off something even more incredible off it. That silence after Scoops' question. It wasn't just awkward, it was the calm before the storm. What happened next showed why Clark isn't just a basketball phenom, but a true professional in every sense. You'd think a curveball like that would throw off even the most seasoned pro, right? But Clark? She's not your average rookie. After that initial moment of shock, she did something that left everyone in awe. She smiled. Yep, you heard that right. In the face of total confusion, Clark kept her cool and flashed that signature grin. It's like watching her on the court all over again. Remember how she handles those high-pressure moments during games? The same composure that lets her sink those clutch shots came through in spades. She didn't freak out, didn't get flustered. Clark just took a beat, probably trying to make sense of what she just heard, and waited for the next move. And that's when the real MVP of the moment stepped in. The Indiana Fever's sports information director swooped in like a pro, smoothly moving things along to the next question. Talk about teamwork, huh? It's not just on the court where the Fevers got each other's backs. This quick save shows how well prepared the team is for all kinds of situations, even the wacky ones. Let's talk about Clark for a second. This whole incident, it's just another day in the life of a rising star. She's been breaking records left and right on the court, and now she's showing she can handle anything off it too. Did you hear about her breaking Tamika Catchings' rookie scoring record? Yeah, that Tamika Catchings. Clark's not just playing well, she's rewriting the Fever's history books. This moment with the reporter, it's like a microcosm of Clark's entire rookie season. Unexpected challenges, check. Keeping cool under pressure, double check. Coming out on top, you bet. She's faced down some of the toughest defenders in the league, and now she's conquered the wild world of post-game interviews too. You know what's really cool about all this? It shows that Clark's got game in more ways than one. On the court, she's all about those flashy passes and clutch shots. Off the court, she's showing she can handle the spotlight with grace. It's like she's got an extra gear for every situation. Think about it. How many rookies could keep their cool in a moment like that? Most would probably stammer, maybe even get a little upset, but not Clark. She took it all in stride, just like she does when the game clock's ticking down and the pressure's on. This whole incident is proof that Clark's impact goes way beyond the stat sheet. Sure, she's racking up points and assists like nobody's business, but it's moments like these that show why she's quickly becoming the face of the franchise. She's got the skills, the poise, and now we know she's got a great sense of humor too. It's not only about handling a weird question, it's about showing she's ready for everything that comes with being a pro. The games, the interviews, the unexpected moments. Clark's taking it all in stride. And you know what? It's making fans love her even more. Clark's viral moment isn't just about her, it's part of a bigger shift in sports media. Ever wonder why these quirky reporter interactions are becoming more common? There's a reason, and it's changing how we see our favorite athletes. Let's face it, sports interviews can be pretty boring sometimes. You know the drill. How did you feel about the win? We gave it our all. Yawn. But then comes a guy like Scoops Callahan throwing around words like razzmatazz and wingding, and suddenly everyone's paying attention. It's like he crashed a formal dinner party wearing a clown suit. You can't help but watch. This whole Caitlin Clark and Scoop showdown, it's not just a funny blip on the radar, it's part of a growing trend in sports media where humor is taking center stage. When was the last time you saw a post-game interview go viral because of the actual game talk? But throw in a wacky question or two, and boom, it's all over social media. Fans are eating it up. Well, most of them anyway. When Scoops pulled his 1920s reporter act on Clark, the internet exploded. Some people were rolling on the floor, laughing, thinking it was the best thing since sliced bread. Others, not so much. They were all, come on man, she just had an amazing game. Show some respect. Whether you loved it or hated it, you were talking about it, and that's exactly the point. These moments are humanizing our sports stars in a way we've never seen before. Suddenly, they're not just scoring machines or assist leaders. They're real people trying to figure out what the heck a wingding is, just like the rest of us. Social media is throwing fuel on this fire. Back in the day, a weird interview moment might make the local news if you were lucky. Now, it's trending on Twitter before the reporter even finishes the question. It's changing the whole game between athletes and the media. Every interaction could be the next big meme, the next viral video, the next chance for an athlete to show they're more than just their stats. It's not always the reporters calling the shots anymore. Athletes are getting in on the action too. They're using these moments to show off their personality, their sense of humor. They're saying, hey, I can play ball and take a joke. How cool is that? These lighthearted moments, they're actually helping athletes connect with fans in new ways. When you see a star player like Caitlin Clark looking just as confused as you would be by a bizarre question, doesn't it make her seem more real, more relatable? Suddenly, she's not just this untouchable basketball prodigy. She's a young woman trying not to laugh at a grown man talking like he just stepped out of a time machine. It's changing the whole fan experience. We're not only cheering for jerseys anymore, we're rooting for people we feel like we know, people who can sink three-pointers and handle weird interviews with equal grace. It's adding a whole new dimension to how we follow and support our favorite athletes. So, Caitlin Clark just dominated on the court, right? 28 points, 12 assists, she was on fire. But then, bam, she faces this wild curveball from a reporter talking about wingdings and razzmatazz. Talk about going from one extreme to another. Clark handled it like a pro. She didn't freak out or get all flustered. Nope. She just smiled and rolled with it. It's like watching her sink those clutch shots all over again, but this time off the court. This whole thing just goes to show that even the biggest stars face weird situations sometimes. It's all about how you deal with them. So next time life throws you a wingding, what are you gonna do? Take a page from Clark's playbook and keep your cool. That's the ticket. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.